Listen, are you still paying unnecessary fees to file your taxes when you could literally be doing it for free? It blows my mind how much we pay just to hand over our own data. Well, filing correctly doesn't have to be a headache, and it absolutely shouldn't cost you a small fortune. Welcome. Today, we're diving into how simple, cost-effective, and absolutely crucial it is to get your state tax filings done right. By the end of this explainer, I promise you're going to have the exact roadmap to confidently file your New Jersey state taxes without a single charge. Let's keep that hard-earned money right in your pocket. All right, so here's our roadmap for today. We'll kick things off with an introduction to filing New Jersey state taxes. Then we'll break down the eligibility requirements. After that, we'll walk through a step-by-step guide to actually filing. We're also going to cover some insider tips and common mistakes to avoid, tackle your FAQs and troubleshooting, and finally wrap things up with your next steps after filing. Let's jump in. Section 1. Introduction to filing New Jersey state taxes. Why it matters. So why go the free online route? Well, it's absolutely crucial for a few reasons. It eliminates those sneaky prep fees, saves you a ton of time, and gets you your refund way faster. And let's talk about security for a second, because that is paramount. When you use state-administered systems or official platforms partnered with the IRS, your highly sensitive personal information is handled directly by the state of New Jersey. That means no commercial middleman is scraping your data just to turn around and sell you other products. Section 2. Eligibility requirements. Who qualifies? Okay, before we get into the how, we've got to establish who actually needs to file. In New Jersey, the baseline threshold is pretty straightforward. Generally speaking, you have to file a return if your gross income, from all sources worldwide, mind you, exceeds $10,000 as a single filer or if you're married but filing separately. But if you're married and filing jointly, a head of household, or a qualifying widow or widower, that threshold jumps up to $20,000. Now, if you hit those thresholds, you basically have two main avenues for free filing. On one hand, you've got New Jersey's Simple File program. To use this one, you've got to be a full-year resident with strict income caps, so under 10 grand for singles, under 20 grand for joint filers. And here's the kicker, you must claim a dependent who is 5 years old or younger. On the flip side, IRS free file partners like TaxHawk and TaxSlayer offer way broader eligibility based on your adjusted gross income. This opens the door for a lot more people to file both federal and state returns completely for free. Just a pro tip here, make sure you start directly from the IRS website so you avoid any of those unexpected, annoying upsells. Section 3. Step-by-step guide to filing. Executing the task. With eligibility out of the way, let's map out the actual process. We can break this down into 5 super manageable steps. Step 1 is simply gathering all your required documents. Step 2, you'll navigate to the official tax website. Step 3 is picking the free service that best fits your specific profile. Then we hit Step 4, which is the really crucial input phase. This is where you carefully punch in your income, deductions, and credits. Take your time here so you don't make any silly mistakes. And finally, Step 5 is your final review and electronic submission. Let's zoom in on that very first step, gathering your documents. You absolutely need your W-2s, your 1099s, and your Social Security numbers right there in front of you. But here is a really specific technical detail you do not want to miss. If you're a returning user planning to use the proprietary New Jersey portal, you actually need the exact gross income amount from line 29 of your previous year's resident return. Seriously, the system uses that exact number for identity validation, and it literally won't even let you log in without it. So, moving on to steps 2 and 3, choosing your service. You've got 2 fantastic free options to weigh here. First up is IRS Direct File. This is a highly anticipated tool, and it's amazing if you lived in New Jersey for all of 2024 and every dime of your income was earned inside the state. On the other hand, the NJ Online Income Tax Filing Portal is the state's very own proprietary system, specifically tailored just for processing New Jersey resident returns. Basically, you just want to match your choice to how complex your income is and where it came from. Section 4. Tips and common mistakes to avoid. Maximizing your refund. All right, let's talk about keeping you out of trouble and maximizing that refund. For all the gig economy workers out there, if you're driving for DoorDash, Uber Eats, you name it, pay super close attention to this. You cannot double dip on vehicle expenses. If you opt to deduct the standard mileage rate, keep in mind that rate already bakes in gas, insurance, depreciation, and maintenance. So whatever you do, do not add your individual gas receipts on top of the standard mileage rate on your return. That's a huge red flag. Speaking of side hustles, I want you to mentally highlight the number 400. If your net self-employment earnings hit just $400 for the entire year, you are legally required to file Schedule SE and pay self-employment tax. And yes,
This applies even if your total overall income is totally below the standard state filing threshold we talked about earlier. Seriously, do not let this rule catch you off guard.
And here's another number you definitely don't want to see on a bill: $100. New Jersey enforces a pretty aggressive failure to file penalty. We're talking $100 per month plus 5% of your unpaid tax per month. That really puts into perspective exactly why it is so incredibly important to submit your return on time. Even if you literally cannot pay your full balance right now, file your return anyway or file for an extension. Whatever you do, just do not ignore that deadline. Section 5. FAQs and Troubleshooting. Navigating Obstacles. Okay, first troubleshooting question. What happens if you make a mistake when you file? Well, if you realize you messed up, you can't just hop online and submit a new electronic return. If you're a resident, you actually have to file a paper form NJ-104X for that specific year. And if you're a non-resident who made a goof, you've got to submit a paper NJ-1040NR. And get this, you need to physically write the word amended in big, bold letters right at the top right corner of the form. Next scenario, you check your mail and see an identity verification notice. First off, don't panic. It's super common. The state simply needs to confirm it's really you to prevent fraud. You can knock this out quickly online via ID.me. Or, if you prefer, you can mail in the specific requested documents. Stuff like a copy of your social security card, your W-2s, maybe a utility bill to prove where you live. The absolute most important thing here is that you respond. If you ignore it, they simply will not process your refund. There's also a very specific, kind of quirky administrative rule you gotta know about. Are you a first-time filer using the NJ portal and you happen to owe a balance? Well, first-time filers on this specific portal are legally prohibited from paying their balance electronically. To properly set up your account in the state system, you literally have to mail a physical paper check along with a payment voucher. Yeah, it's a bit of an old-school hurdle, but knowing about it right now is going to save you a massive headache later on. Section 6. Next steps after filing. What happens now? You finally clicked submit. Woohoo! But what actually happens next? Your post-filing journey basically happens in 3 phases. First is the processing phase, behind the scenes. Once that's underway, you move into phase 2, where you can actually track your return status and your refund directly through the New Jersey tax portal online. And finally, phase 3 handles any follow-up actions. That could mean setting up scheduled payments if you owe, or dealing with something called offsets. Let's pause on that word offsets for just a second. You definitely need to be aware that if you have outstanding debts, your hard-earned refund might be intercepted or offset to pay state agencies, the IRS, or even other claimant states where you might owe some money. If this does happen to you, the state is going to notify you by mail, so definitely keep a close eye on your physical mailbox in the weeks after you file. Before we completely wrap up, I do need to give a quick disclaimer. While this explainer covers all the essentials and gives you a really solid, actionable roadmap based on official state guidelines, the information we've talked about today is for general guidance. Taxes are tricky, and personal situations can be incredibly unique. Always remember to consult a professional tax advisor or a CPA to address your specific individual circumstances. So we've covered the whole shebang, and the crucial point I really want to leave you with is this. Why pay unnecessary fees when you now have the exact roadmap to confidently file your taxes for absolutely free? Seriously, are you ready to take control of your taxes this year? Take full advantage of these incredible free digital tools and keep your money right where it belongs? You've got the knowledge now. Go get it done.